MALÈNA, Giuseppe Tornatore's 2000 film, was Ennio Morricone's 7th collaboration with the director, and, of the 11 they made together, the only one to be a finalist for the Academy Award for Best Original Score. Set in a small town in Sicily during the Second World War, its protagonist is MALÈNA, an extraordinarily beautiful woman, desired by all men and envied by women. Her husband is fighting on the African front, but after receiving the news of his death, and after a bombing, she is completely helpless and finds her only means of subsistence in prostitution for the Nazis. She is lynched and expelled from the village. A year later, she returns to her husband, crippled but not dead, and is able to regain her place in the village. As in Cinema Paradiso, of which we made a video, the film is narrated in the form of a memory, that of Renato, who as a teenager fell in love with her, watched her, spied on her, dreamed of her. Ennio Morricone's music is almost entirely part of this memory. Although it is a drama, there is a lot of comedy in MALÈNA, and there is a lot of music for it. There are 3 pieces of music that work for this purpose. This one, this one, and this one. Sometimes they appear together and sometimes separately. The first one starts here. It appears 16 times in the film, and with its brass band processional form, it gives the town and its people a folkloric air.
E gampezzi sticchia principale.
Che fatto? Lei da questo minchia dentista.
Però che lei è una rovina famiglia, lo sapevano pure le pieghe.
Signora, mandamela buona.
Che qui in Sicilia i rossi con sta minchia che riuscivano a sbarcare.
All'epoca è non so.
The second piece of music begins after the previous one. It plays 12 times and is linked to the impression MALÈNA makes on others, on the child who sees her or thinks of her.
MALÈNA scordia, la figlia del tordo. Neanche se la vedo con questi occhi ci credo che non c'ha l'immunità.
Tenete forte che passa la morte. Rosso crapigno attaccato lo pigno, tenete forte che cancia la sorte.
It also refers to the effect she has on the people of the town, maintaining the same comic and buffoonish tone as the previous music.
Il professore è buon signore, per la vergogna ha lasciato la scuola. Dice che sua figlia MALÈNA fino a che cambia non la vuole vedere più.
Falla entrare.
Mettilo bene in testa! Il nome di tuo padre è quella grande zona!
Nino, togliamo c'è!
Ci dia domani a scuola!
Saluta! Addio Renato! Ti per dire basta!
The third music, again comic and buffoonish, represents in some way an emotional state of anxiety, that of the boy who wants to find her.
MALÈNA, a cercare il travaglio.
Grazie di essere venuta, è stato un piacere averla da noi.
That of the men who want to see her.
Condoglianze!
Ora te ne puoi entrare! È passata!
that of the women who do not want to see her.
Mio figlio dice che pare finta.
Mio marito non la toccherebbe manco con un dito.
Conto fatto.
Or even that of those who fight over her. The only non-comic moment is towards the end of the film, when MALÈNA's husband returns, devastated, and the music expresses that he wants to see her. The truth is that in its last appearance in the film, when MALÈNA returns to the village a year later, this music is completely integrated into the people. It does not refer to her, who has not yet appeared. This is because the three pieces of music come from the village and its people. Only two characters have music that really represents them: Renato and, of course, MALÈNA. MALÈNA appears in the film before Renato and the audience with a warm and sensual, but also melancholic music. For the time being, Renato only receives the sexual impact. The sad events surrounding her shift the focus of the music to the more melancholic side of its now clearly dual musical theme. When MALÈNA appears with dyed hair, already a prostitute, the saxophone version of the theme, such a sexual instrument, raises the temperature in the atmosphere. But is that really how she feels? Or just how others see her? When Renato's father takes him to a brothel to make his debut, the young man dreams of being with MALÈNA.
Vieni, Renato.
The appearance of the man who is looking for MALÈNA and finally the scene of their return, crossing the square where there is absolute silence, so that the space is occupied only by music. It is the final point of MALÈNA's theme and its most emotional, sentimental, and real moment. It has no erotic charge because it was only in the eyes of others. This is the real MALÈNA. Renato does not have a theme that explains his feelings, but he does have a music that he projects onto MALÈNA, onto the way he sees and perceives her.
Mattia, vieni qua, me ne vai a comprare le sigarette.
It is not a theme of MALÈNA, but for MALÈNA it is a focus of sentimental light projected onto her from the innocent gaze of the adolescent. It is a music of fragility and also of melancholy. And it is a music that, of course, also impregnates Renato in his feelings of love for her. And it is a feeling that, when he says goodbye to MALÈNA, he will take with him to keep in his memory all these years later.
L'unica che non